useless because I didn't have a centered garland. All this effort I put in for Krishna's to no avail. Then we have everything set. All right. Jaya Madhava Jaya Kunjavayade Vijana Pallabha Jaya Giri Badale Shalina Kunjavayade Jaya Kunjavayade Unnatira Vanachari Jaya Kunjavayade Jaya Kunjavayade Jaya Kunjavayade Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunjavayade Vijana Pallabha Jaya Girivarodhare Jaya Girivarodhare Vijana Pallabha Jalena Kunjavayade Jaya Kunjavayade Ramunatira Vanachari Jaya Kunjavayade Jaya Paramahansa Paravidikacharya, also tada such as Shimad, His Divine Grace Sabaya, Chalana Bhaktivedanta Goswami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, ISKCON Founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Namacharya Shilahuidas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem say Kaho Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shidway Gadadha Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Vrindavanam Ki Jai Machuradam Ki Jai Jagatha Swami Ki Jai Yumunamai Ki Jai Shrimati Lassi Devi Ki Jai Samveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Gaur Premananda Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Samaniti Namani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharni Nivishesha Shunyavadi Paschatra Devashtari Somakada Tibananda Shagananjana Shulakaya Chakshun Meditam Yena Tasmai Shikadave Namaha. So Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Jai. Reading from the Caitanya Bhagavata by Vrindavan Das Thakur. And alright, so we'll continue. We're reading the Adikanda, first chapter, and we'll start with text 151. So this is a summary of the whole Caitanya Bhagavata we're reading right now. And later on we get into the real details of this. So, text 151. Majakande Sarajiva Udaraka Rune Sanyasa Karite Prabhu Karila Gamane. In the Majakanda, the Lord leaves home and accepts sannyas in order to deliver the living entities. So one may ask, why was it necessary for him to accept sannyas? Well, basically, of course, forget about the internal reasons right now, but basically, it was the culture at that time that sannyasis were respected, and grahastas, they got a little respect, not too much. But, you know, they could get criticized and everything. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's students were actually criticizing him. Why would they criticize him? Because he was chanting Gopi, Gopi, Gopi. And they said, now you got to chant Krishna's name. And they didn't understand his bhav. So he thought, I've come down to this world to save people, but actually I'm sending them to hell. So I got to do something. So when one takes sannyas, then basically there's sort of a blindness. Of course, nowadays in Kali Yuga it doesn't matter as far as social networking is concerned. But in those days, you know, sannyasi, like Prabhupada's father, would invite sannyasis and sadhus to his house, and even though the sannyasis and sadhus, they were asking for a particular type of prasadam. You know what type of prasadam? Ganja prasadam. And father would buy it for them. Pretty good, isn't it? We should try that. So, and therefore Prabhupada lost most faith in sannyasis and sadhus, and he had to be dragged to see his spiritual master by his friend Naren Babu. So, but in those days, some sannyas, wow. Like even now, if I came as a brahmachari, they say, isn't it? I came here as a brahmachari. Who's he? Then basically, if I wanted any attention, I'd have to grow a beard. I have to wear a shawl. I'd have to learn all the movements. Then I'd get some attention. The wrong type of attention. Anyway, so therefore, it's a preaching strategy, sannyas. It doesn't mean that one is necessarily any more advanced, but it's a preaching strategy. So this is a really important point about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's taking sannyas. So people would not criticize him, and people would listen to him, and he could carry out his mission, apart from the esoteric internal reason. So, next verse. Kirtana Hariya Hari Avati Sannyasa Ehaite Kahi Majja Kandes Ravilasa. The pastimes of the Majjakanda begin with the Lord's kirtan and end with his acceptance of sannyas. Text 153. Majjakande Achyara Katakoti Leela Veda Vyasa Varni Vena Se Sakalat Kela. There are millions of other pastimes in the Majjakanda that will be described in the future by Srila Vyasadeva. So actually, he's considered an incarnation of Srila Vyasadeva. Vrindavan Das Thakur. Anyway. So, Sheshakande Vishwambara Karilak Sannyasa Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nama Tabi Parakasha, and the Ansha Kanda, after Vishwambar takes sannyas, he becomes known as Shri Krishna Chaitanya. So, this makes reference to some of the things. Sannyas means, anyway. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. I'm just taking part of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's commentary. The sannyasis who keep a shikha are more dear devotees to Sri Chaitanya Dev than those who do not keep a shikha. Wow. The devotee sannyasis give up activities that are unfavorable in the execution of devotional service. They reject Falgu Vairagya and accept Yukta Vairagya as stated in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Okay. So we'll read text 155. Sheshakande Shuni Prabhura Shikara Mundana Vistarakarila Prabhu Advaita Krandana. In the Anshakanda, Advaita Prabhu cries profusely upon hearing that the Lord has shaved his shikha and hair. So at that time, okay, so just to explain things, because we just heard from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur that those who keep the shikha are more dear to the Lord. And now we're hearing that Lord Chaitanya shaved off his shikha, because that was the tradition at that time, and that was for preaching. But Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and also he got rid of his Brahman thread at the time of taking sannyas. That was the standard at that time. Now, for the purpose of preaching, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has instituted that the sannyasis keep their shikas. He's instituted that the sannyasis keep the Brahman threads, because people don't understand that ritual so much. That take away the shika, take away the Brahman thread, and then you're gonna people nowadays they'll think with someone without a Brahman thread is a malecha. But the Brahman thread is simply, it's like a tradition. It's not necessary in order to chant the Gayatri mantras. Like the ladies, they're chanting Gayatri mantras. I think I mentioned before, one of the ways that the anti-VDG people try, VDG, no one knows what that means, Vaishnavi Diksha Gurus. Actually, I'll mention something else in a second. They tried to say that ladies can't give initiation because they can't give the thread. The thread is just a symbol. So here's another point. Like when people are trying to criticize others, they change the name of the designation of the persons. For example, the anti-VDG people say that we're not anti-VDG, we're anti-women WDG. So they put everything on a bodily platform. You understand? By the changing of the nomenclature, they put it on the bodily platform. It's just like men are what? Prabhus. Women are Matajis. Sounds like a bodily platform to me, doesn't it?
Maybe it comes from mother. So
I know where it comes from. I know where it comes from, but I never called you mother. Mother Krishna Chandra. That's fine. I mean, I'm not going to get into it right now with all of it. But at least when I think of those in the feminine bodies, I consider them Vaishnavis. And, you know, when I write to, let's say I write to one of my god sisters or something, it's Pravi. I don't say, Dear Malati Maharani, Dear Malati Mataji. She actually gets upset. Don't try it.
Yeah, no.
But then at the same time, you have like women who are more fanatic in the other direction. If you just call them Pravi, they say, No, I'm Mataji. You're not my mother. Anyway, whatever you want to do, it's all right with me. I'm not going to impose any other standard. But the point is, when we use a nomenclature, it's usually good to be equal to both. It's usually better, you know, to be equal to both. You know, okay, Prabhus and Pravis. Because I understand when you're addressing someone individually, like Tilakini Prabhi, no, Tilakini Mataji, Maharani, Maharani. So, Bahut. Bahut means great, or something?
Bahut.
Bahut. Maharani. You know, so anyway. But, you know, when we're using the Prabhu Mataji, Prabhu nomenclature, it's usually good to be equal at that point. Because it just puts people on a different platform. I mean, whatever. Don't worry, I won't tell you to change. So, text 156. Sheshakande Shachiduka Atatya Katana Caitanya Prabhave Savara Rakila Jivana. In the Anshakanda, Shachi Devi's lamentation is indescribable, and the devotees remain alive only by the influence of Sri Chaitanya. So that's the separation, feeling of separation from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he took sannyas. 157. Sheshakande Nichinanda Chaitanya Ratanda Mongilena Balarama Parama Prachanda. In the Anshakanda, the most powerful Sri Nityananda Ram breaks Lord Chaitanya's sannyas danda. And of course, this is explained by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, but I'm just going to get into a brief explanation. So, because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had an ekadanda, not a tridanda. So Lord Nityananda broke it into three parts because this is the Vaishnava procedure. Of course, he actually threw those three parts into the river. And therefore, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't have the danda anymore, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got very upset, Lord Nityananda, and he proceeded to Jagannath Puri without the devotees, and the devotees followed shortly behind him. That story is also there in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Text 158, Shesha Kande Gorachandra Gyanila Chile Apanare Lukai Rakila Kuthule. In the Anchakanda, Lord Gorachandra arrives in Nilachal and hides himself. Text 159, Sarvabhauma Pratyage Kari Parihasa Sheshe Sarvabhaumere Sadbhuja Parakasha. At first, the Lord teases Sarvabhauma, but later he displays his six-armed form to him. We mentioned that yesterday. Text 160, Sheshakande Prataparudre Paritrana Kashimishra Grehete Karila Adishtana. In the Anchakanda, the Lord delivers Maharaj Prataparudra and resides in the house of Kashi Mishra. 161. Damadara Swarupa Paramananda Puri Sheshakande Hedvi Sange Adhikari. In the Anchakanda, the two great authorities, Swarup Damodar and Paramananda Puri, reside with the Lord. 162. Sheshakande Prabhupuna Aila Goda Deshe Mathura de Kibabale Ananda Visheshe. In the Anchakanda, the Lord returns to Bengal while traveling in ecstasy to see Mathura. 163. Asya Rekila Vijava Jaspati Gare Tabe Taila Prabhu Kulia Nagare. On the way, the Lord happily stays at the house of Vijja Vachaspati before going to Kulia. Text 164. Anantara Buddha Loka Kila Deki Bhare Sheshakande Sarajiva Paila Nishtare. In the Anchakanda, innumerable people go to see the Lord and are thus delivered. Sheshakande Madhu Puri Dekite Chalila Katodura Gya Prabhu Nivritta Haila. In the Anchakanda, the Lord goes to see Mathura, but he returns after going part way. Text 166. Shesha Kande Puna Alina Nilachale Niravadi Bhakta Sange Krishna Kulahale. In the Anchakanda, the Lord returns to Nilachal and engages in discussing topics of Krishna with the devotees. 167. Godadeshe Nityananda Swarupe Patana Rahilena Nilachale Kato Janalano. The Lord sends Nityananda Swarup to Bengal and stays himself in Nilachal with a few devotees. Sheshakande Ratera Samukhe Bhaktasange Apane Karila Nritya Apanara Range. In the Anchakanda, the Lord enjoys his pastime of dancing with the devotees before Lord Jagannath's chariot. You can understand the Bengali and everything? Nice. Nice to be able to understand Bengali. It's sweet poetry, isn't it? Sheshakande Setubande Gela Gora Raya Jarakanda Diapuna Gela Mathuraya. In the Anchakanda, Lord Gauranga goes to Rameshra and later travels again to Mathura through the Jarakanda forest. Sheshakande Ramananda Rayera Udara Sheshakande Mathuraya Aneka Vihara. In the Anchakanda, the Lord delivers Ramananda Roy and performs various pastimes in Mathura. 171, Shesha Kande Sri Goda Sundara Mahashaya Dobira Kasare Prabhu Nila Parichara. In the Anshakanda, Lord Gaurasundara reveals himself to Davira Kas. And of course, Davira Kas is the name of Rupa Goswami. So, text 172. So, obviously, these pastimes are really out of sequence. You understand, out of the sequence, but he's going to different pastimes at a different time frame. Prabhu Chini Dvivaira Banda Vimochana Sheshe Nama Twilena Rupa Sanatana. The two brothers achieve liberation by recognizing the Lord, and they become known as Rupa and Sanatan. Sheshakande Gaurachandra Gila Varanasi Napaila Deka Yata Nindaka Sannyasi. In the Anshakanda, the Lord goes to Varanasi, where the blasphemous sannyasis cannot recognize him. 174. Sheshakande Puna Nilachalaya Gamana Aharnisha Karilena Hari Sankirtana. In the Anshakanda, the Lord again returns to Nilachal and engages day and night in Sankirtana. 175. Sheshakande Nichananda Kateka Divasa Karilena Prativite Paryatana Rasa. In the Anshakanda, Lord Nityananda travels throughout India as a wandering mendicant. That's part of Jakacharya, actually. 176. Ananta Charitra Keha Bhushite Napare Charane Nupura Sarvamatura Vihare. No one can understand Lord Nityananda's unlimited characteristics as he wanders about Mathura with ankle bells on his feet. Sheshakande Nityananda Panihati Grame Caitanya Bhagavata Bhakti Karilena Dane. In the Anshakanda, Lord Nityananda distributes devotional service to everyone in Panihati on the order of Lord Caitanya. Do you celebrate that festival here?
We have started, but yeah.
But it's winter here at that time.
That's all right.
Yeah, this year we celebrated at the temple.
Yeah. What we do is we invite everybody in the congregation to decorate pots. Do you do that here?
No.
We have a big festival of Panihati. Everyone's decorating pots, and they make all these different varieties of chip rice and yogurt and everything like that. That's what you should do. And then, you would like this one. Then we do an auction of the pots.
It doesn't work.
What do you mean it doesn't work?
At one Janmashtami Kalaprabhu we did that, and then there was a comment from the outside, so we should.
People love it. Comments. I mean, people. You got to have the right person auctioning. So we have one very wonderful devotee who does the auction, and the people love it. It's very humorous and everything like that. If you make it serious, then it offend people.
Even during Srila Prabhupada's appearance day,
Yeah.
we do try to auction few things.
No, his appearance day is too serious. You can't do it. Panihati is, it's Rasa Bas on Prabhupada's appearance day to do it. Because it's a very serious day. But Panihati is a very joyful, joking. Because if you know the pastime, Lord Nityananda is joking with Raghunath Das Goswami. He pulls him over, sticks his feet on his head, and says, "I'm going to give you a fine."
Yeah.
And it also involves the exchange of money too, because Raghunath Das Goswami has to sponsor it, give donations to all the Vaishnavas. So it's a different mood. Prabhupada's day, you can't. Oh, who would like Prabhupada's feet? It's just like, what are you doing? People love it. I mean, people come We have thousands of people come to Panihati just because they love this auction.
Okay.
Got to know how to do it, you know.
So is it outside the temple?
No, inside.
Oh, inside. Okay.
Well, we have a big hall.
Mm.
We have a big hall, but the auction's done in the temple room.
Right.
Because you take the pots right off the altar.
Mm.
And you say, who would like this? And the pot is so beautifully decorated by the congregation. You know, it has all these different. The pot is worth like $1,000 itself. And they get to keep the pot.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful, you know, because people really take a lot of effort, make a lot of effort
Yeah.
into doing the pot.
Maharaj, we should get that auctioneer here.
No, he's one of my right-hand man there. He's from South India.
Okay.
You know, his name is Vikasananda Krishna. And he's a wonderful devotee. He's a disciple of Bhakti Shuv Maharaj. And, you know, I got some really good assistants there who take responsibility. You know, I give them full responsibility.
Mm.
So we have the way we've organized things, we got, you know, basically we have someone in charge of the temple president, then there's a president of the congregation.
Mm.
Yeah. And Vikashananda Krishna, he's like, you know, an organizer, and he's in charge, basically, of the new temple construction. So we have different, like, people like that in charge of different areas. So it's, and he's great, you know. It's like having a professional up there doing the auction. I mean, I couldn't do the auction. I'm not into that stuff. You don't get any money. I don't ask people for money. But he's just like, he makes it joyful, humorous. And the children actually bid for it. And he said, "Do you have your parents' permission?" And the parents can't say no. You know, because the poor kid will be offended. So he says, "You know, I bid $1,000 for that pot. Your parents know this?" The parents are in the back. All right. That'll go along with our kid. See, it gives the people an opportunity to give something in a joyful way.
Mm.
No one sees it as something material because it's joyful anyway. Whatever, I don't, you know, and we have it's not that we have a different type of person there. I mean, these are all people from India.
Mm.
You know, it's exactly the same
Yeah.
socio-demographic mix that you have here. Okay, enough of that. Telling you how to manage things. Okay. Text 177. Sheshakande Nichananda Panihati Grame Caitanya Bhakti Karilena Dane. In the Anshakanda, Lord Nityananda distributes devotional service to everyone in Panihati on the order of Lord Chaitanya. Text 178. Sheshakande Nityananda Mahamala Raya Vanikari Udarila Paramakripaya. In the Anshakanda, the commander-in-chief of the Kirtan party, Lord Nityananda delivers the merchant community. So you have to deliver the merchants, the baniyas. So, 179. Sheshakande Gaurachandra Mahamaheshwara Ilachale Vasa Ashtadasha Samvatsara. In the Anshakanda, the Supreme Lord Sri Gaurachandra resides in Nilachal for 18 years. Text 180. Sheshakande Chaitanyara Ananta Vilasa Vistariya Varnite Achena Vedavyasa. The unlimited pastimes of Sri Chaitanya in the Anshakanda will be described by Vyasadeva in the future. 181. Yete mate Chaitanyara gaite mahima Nityananda pratibhada taranahi singha. If one somehow or other glorifies Lord Chaitanya, then Lord Nityananda becomes unlimitedly pleased with him. Dharini Dharendra Nityananda Racharana Deya Prabhu Gaurachandra Amare Sevana. O Lord Gaurachandra, please allow me to serve the feet of Nityananda Prabhu, who, as Ananta Shesh, holds all the universes on his heads. 183. Eta kahilun sutra sangshepe kariya tina kande arambira ihai gaya. In these sutras, I have thus briefly described the contents of this book. Now I will begin to narrate these three divisions of pastimes. Adikanda katapai shuna eka chite Caitanya Vatirna Hailayena mate. My dear brothers, please now hear attentively the topics of Adikanda regarding the appearance of Lord Chaitanya. 185. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Chanda Jana Vrindavana Dasa Tachu Pada Yuge Gana. Accepting Sri Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu as my life and soul, I, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of their lotus feet. And of course, that's the end of chapter 1. Should we continue? Yeah, we got time. So now we start chapter 2. So 2.1. Text 1. Jaya Jaya Mahaprabhu Gaura Sundara Jaya Jagannatha Putra Mahamaheshwara. All glories to Mahaprabhu Sri Gaura Sundara. All glories to the son of Jagannath Mishra, the Lord of all lords. Text 2. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Gadadarera Jivana Jaya 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 Advaitari Bhaktera Sharana. All glories to the life and soul of Nityananda and Gadadhar. All glories to the shelter of the devotees headed by Advaita Prabhu. Text 3. Bhakta Goshti Sahita Gauranga Jaya Jaya Shunile Chaitanya Katha Bhakti Labhya Hoya. All glories to Lord Gauranga, along with his associates, on hearing or by hearing the topics of Sri Chaitanya, one attains devotional service to the Lord. Text 4. Puna Bhakta Sanghe Prabhu Pade Namaskara Spuruka Jivaya Gaurachandra Avatara. I again offer my obeisance at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya and his devotees. Let the topics of Sri Gaurachandra become manifest on my tongue. Text 5. Jaya Jaya Shri Karuna Sindhu Gaurachandra Jaya Jaya Shri Seva Vigrahaya Nityananda. Each and every one of these verses like a poetic expression glorifying Lord Chaitanya. You know, they're like pranam mantras to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All, you notice that?
Yeah.
All glories to Lord Sri Gaurachandra, the ocean of mercy. All glories to Nityananda Prabhu, the personification of devotional service. You can actually make songs from these mantras. You know, I wish I could play the guitar. Like Jaya Jaya Shri Karuna Sindhu Gaurachandra Jaya Jaya Shri Seva Vigrahaya Nityananda. It's beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful Bengali. Lord Nityananda, he's the personality or the personification of devotional service, and Lord Chaitanya is the ocean of mercy. Wow. So, Karuna Sindhu Gaurachandra. That's interesting, isn't it? Jai Karuna Sindhu Gaurachandra. Wow. And then Lord Nityananda is, Seva Vigraha Nityananda. Wow. He's the very form. Vigraha means form, but here it's translated as personification. Very form of devotional service. Seva. Seva Vigraha Nityananda. Nice, isn't it?
Right.
Wish I was good in Bengali. Then I could really enter into the bhav. But he's going to shivering in a second. So, again, avigyata tattvatve bhayara bhakta tatapi kripaya tattva karena suvakta. Although the truths of the two brothers and their devotees are incomprehensible, they can be realized by the mercy of their lordships. Text 2:7. Brahmatira spurtihaya krishnera kripaya sarva shastre vede bhagavata egaya. The knowledge of personalities like Lord Brahma is enhanced by the mercy of Lord Krishna. This is confirmed in all scriptures such as the Vedas and the Srimad Bhagavatam. It's interesting. I mean, just looking at the Bengali. So, this is actually interesting. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But it says, Brahma Dira means, knowledge of Brahman. Spurti means more than just enhanced. My understanding of the word spurti means like a revelation. Am I right?
Spurti means spontaneous.
Spontaneous, like a revelation. If all of a sudden I were to look at Krishna Chandra and see the soul in his body, that would be a spurti, right? Not just that I know he has a soul, but if I could see him, the super soul in him, then that would be, isn't that? Yeah, that's what a spurti is. Because I know that from the Bhaktivinoda Thakur's teachings, where in the Jaiva Dharma, there's a sannyasi, Mayavadi sannyasi, who eventually comes to Sridham Mayapur, and he looks out from his cottage and he actually sees Mayapur as it was when Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu was there. And that's called the spurti. It's like an understanding, realization.
Yes.
Yeah. So it'd be nice to understand Bengali. You are fortunate. Maybe next life I can take birth in Bengal. Isn't it?
Spurti should be ecstasy.
No, spurti is like a revelation that one sees, not an ecstasy. At least according to Bhaktivinoda. That it's like one sees,
Automatic.
sees something, a revelation, It'd be like if I look at the altar and Krishna's dancing. And I'm worried he's going to fall off the altar. That would be a spurti, isn't it? Spurti. It's more than just like understanding. It's like a revelation. It's an interesting word. Okay, one more verse, and then we can take questions. Pachodita yena pura saraswati vitanvatag jasya satim smritim ridi swalakshana pradurabhut kilashata samme rishinam rishaba rasidatam. May the Lord, who in the beginning of the creation, here's the verse from the Bhagavatam, of course, in Sanskrit, amplified the potent knowledge of Brahma from within his heart and inspired him with full knowledge of creation of his own self, who appeared to be generated from the mouth of Brahma, be pleased with me. That's from the Bhagavatam. It's actually from the Bhagavatam 2.4.22. Okay, I think we can, yeah. Why don't we end now and take questions? Does anyone have any questions? What?
This then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu having this one ending,
Yeah.
Then he broke it.
Nityananda broke it.
Broke it in three.
Three,
So
yeah.
what would be the reason?
Well, there's two reasons that are explained. Is that Lord Nityananda considered that Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu was not a Mayavadi sannyasi. Mayavadi's less ekadanda, everything is one. So he wanted to indicate body, mind, and words. Sridhanda is body, mind, and words in the service of the Lord. And another reason is he wanted to indicate that Lord Chaitanya is transcendental to all. He's the Paramahamsa platform. So Paramahamsas don't carry dandas. Of course, the reason I don't carry dandas is because Prabhupada said after 11 or 12 years you don't carry a danda, and also it's impractical. It's impractical, and also nowadays with security at the airport and anything, they'll think it's a weapon. When I was a new sannyasi, I would carry a danda, and you could actually even take it on the plane at that particular time.
Really?
Yeah, you just stick it up in the carrier there. They would fit there. And then we developed all sorts of different ways of taking it, like unscrewing different parts, like different technology, or telescoping danda, like an antenna. But anyway, but then certain things happen. You go through customs, and they thought I was hiding some drugs in it, and so they unraveled the whole thing. So there was like 100 meters of cloth. I would come out of customs with 100 meters of cloth around my head, with 4 bamboo sticks, and all this cloth wrapped around me. And I said, that's not going to work too well. So those are the reasons why Lord Nityananda, he wanted to show that Lord Chaitanya is transcendental to all these different injunctions. And but Lord Chaitanya made believe. He said this danda is my only property. And he got angry at Lord Nityananda. But it was just a pastime. That's described in the Caitanya Charitamrita. And I'm sure later on in the Caitanya Bhagavata too. Other questions? Yes.
Maharaj, the question might not be very appropriate,
Uh-oh.
but I like to, just for the sake of curiosity, since India is a big state, Lord Chaitanya appeared in West Bengal. Particular reasons for that?
Particular reasons? Well, because Mayapur is considered to be Gupta Vrindavan. And, it's just like, why did Krishna put Vrindavan in the middle of UP? You can ask the same question,
Yeah,
And because that's where his embassy is. These places are embassies of the spirit. Why did Krishna put Kashi where it is? Why did Krishna put Dwarka where he is? Dwarka has a reason, because it's in the ocean and it's protected from Jarasandha. So, but still, you can just question, and it's also on the Ganges, sacred Ganges, near the Bay of Bengal. So you'll find these holy places, generally they're on sacred rivers, like the Godavari River. Usually they're on sacred rivers, or in the ocean, like Jagannath Puri, isn't it? Prayag, Prayag, Allahabad. Actually, it's Allahabad. Don't say Prayag. Allahabad.
They changed the name now.
It's back to Prayag.
Back to Prayag.
Prayag.
They took it away from
Yeah.
the poor Muslims. Yeah, they changed the name of everything. And the British also changed names too. So somehow or other, they're holy places, and it was Krishna's arrangement. Like Udupi, it's a holy place, and Kanyakumari, all these different. India is filled with holy places. I think wherever we go, there's a holy place, isn't it? Singhachalam, Rameshwaram, Mangalgiri, Haridwar. I think all whole India is like a holy place. Maybe not. Well, Delhi, maybe to a certain extent, Hastinapur. So, and then Mumbai. Not sure about that.
Pune, Pandharpur.
Pandharpur.
Yeah.
Well, Pandharpur is not Mumbai.
But in the Maharashtra.
It's in Maharashtra. That's a little distance away.
Prabhuji comes from there.
Ujjain.
Ujjain's Sandapani Muni's place.
River Shipra is
What's that?
Shipra River.
Yes. All these different places. Actually, they're all over India. There's some holy place. Yeah, we went to a hill station near, well, it was actually near Pune one time. And all the way on the top of the mountain, there was a temple that Bhima had built.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was really interesting. It was like a hill station. I mean, like a mountain retreat. We had a retreat with the GBC one time.
Is it Eco Govardhan?
No. This is not ISKCON's. It was a commercial place.
Hmm.
So all the way up on the mountains. It was on the top of the mountain. And it was a really nice, cool place. And I got a chance to play badminton with the other devotees. Yeah, ping pong too. Yeah, I mean, thought we needed a retreat, so we went to a place where we were in Maya together. Yeah, I remember playing with some of the other GBC ping pong. You know ping pong? The little paddles
Yeah.
with a little tiny ball. Ping pong. So it's where they grew strawberries. Because in the mountains they can grow strawberries in India. And so I remember I went to the strawberry farm to get strawberries. And anyway, and then, but there was all the way in the top, there was actually a temple that was built by Bhimsen with these giant stones, like each stone as big as this room. I mentioned it the other day. And each stone fit perfectly on top of the other stones. You couldn't put a hair between the stones. And they said that Bhima brought up the stones, you know. I don't know. And then there was like a stream going through the temple. You know, beautiful old temple. India's filled with these beautiful old buildings that you can't figure out how they were made.
Sorry, Maharaj, where is this temple?
Somewhere in some hill station.
In
It's about an hour or two away from Pune.
Pune.
No. It's not a holy place. I mean, it's not a well-known place. It was isolated. There wasn't anyone there. You know, from the retreat, the place that we stayed at, we walked up the mountain.
Oh,
And, it's isolated. There wasn't anyone in the temple.
Adimba temple.
What?
Adimba.
I don't know. No, wasn't he? I don't really know where it was.
oh.
I mean, I could look it up, but it was just like in the middle of nowhere.
Hmm.
Middle of nowhere. I mean, you don't know about the place, and I don't know about the place. It's not listed in any of the registries of holy places or anything in India. And you just walk up there, old temple, nobody's there. Big place. And it's when you go in India, and then you see these stepwells, amazing stepwells. You know what a stepwell is? No. Those of you from India, you don't know. You know what a stepwell is? Oh, come on. A stepwell is where they dig real deep, and there's actually many layers of steps going down to where the water is.
Also,
I mean,
they do the mining. So.
Not mining.
I mean,
No. No, these are stepwells. These are built. They're beautiful architectural features.
Yeah, one is in Gujarat, is there.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
I'll show
I-
you a picture.
We got it, Maharaj.
You understand now. Called the stepwell.
Appear bow.
Uh-huh.
Gujarat much.
But was there any deity in the temple or
No,
No.
it's just a temple?
no, there's an old temple. No, it's called the stepwell. Anyway, see if I can show you a picture. Yeah, here's one picture of a stepwell. There's a circular one.
Oh.
Usually they're rectangular.
Or just like Radha Kunda? Is it like,
No, but they go down. It takes
Yeah,
like,
that's one.
to go all the way down to the water can take you 15 minutes. Because there's steps going all the way down. Hundreds of steps. You know what I'm talking about.
In ancient time, Maharaj, this well used to provide water for lots of public.
Yeah.
That was the system.
I mean, they're beautiful architectural features. And so many amazing, if you really go into India, apart from the cities or even apart from the famous holy places, you can see so many amazing things in India.
Hmm.
It's filled. It's just filled with just amazing things on different mountains. You'll find temples.
Yeah.
You know, India is just like, wow. Oh, you're going to direct traffic?
Report to the factory.
What's the effulgent vest for?
We was going to a factory. So
In fact, you have to wear that in the
yeah,
factory?
obviously.
I cannot enter the stores or factory without
So people have to see you.
Yeah.
this. High risk.
High risk, okay. I thought you were working on the road
Oh,
gangs.
no. Well, they also wear it, but
Yeah, they were. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, time to go.
Yeah.
We have a schedule today. All glory.